we see that we then have a responsibility to give thanks. That really, if we want to put it another way, it's our duty as a believer to give thanks to our Father in heaven. And so one thing that I want to highlight through this verse, give thanks, right, in all circumstances, I want to just illustrate it by, again, another very short example here. So this person here, her name is Yoni Erickson Tada. So she's an American Christian author and radio host. So this example goes like this. This is, as a young woman, Yoni became a wheelchair-bound quadriplegic due to a diving accident. Through her many years of suffering, Yoni has come to know God better. And she has something to say to those who are suffering, because she doesn't come from a place of glib answers. Amid her daily trials, Yoni radiates the joy of the Lord. On her 1-minute radio program, she talks about 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 18, in her initial misreading of the verse, thinking it was saying she had to feel thankful for her wheelchair. But that's when my friend wisely said, as she says, Yoni, that Bible verse doesn't say to feel thankful. Giving thanks has nothing to do with feeling thankful. There's a big difference between trusting God and having trustful feelings. See, this is where I want to draw our attention to with this example, that the command here in verse 18 isn't to feel thankful, right? That's important, right? It's not for us to feel thankful, but in fact to give thanks. And the difference between the two is you can give thanks to God without necessarily having to feel thankful. But not just that, right? It also says to do so in all circumstances. Well, what does that mean? Well, just another quick example. If you watch sports, you would know, especially with the Christian and outwardly expressive Christian athletes, they tend to show gratitude to God when they do something good. Right, so if they hit a home run, they score a goal or a touchdown, right? A lot of them point, right? And so, in the case of this person here, there's a former Indianapolis Colt kicker, Matt Stover. So in Super Bowl 44, during the first quarter, he made a 38-yard field goal. And after he made it, he promptly pointed to the heavens, giving God glory for what he just did. Of course, like we said, many players will do that. However, in the fourth quarter, with the game on the line, Stover, missed a 51-yard field goal. But again, he pointed to the heavens. And when he did that, that action didn't escape notice. So even on the TV broadcast, CBC announcer Jim Nantz made note of that action, lauding Stover, as it says, as a spiritual man, grateful for divine blessing in success and in failure, in victory and in defeat. And so very similarly, right, when we're instructed to give thanks in all circumstances, it simply means that we give God glory, right, through our thanksgiving to him in all that we do, not just when we're successful. Right? Because God receives much glory when we praise him and when we remain faithful to him. And that happens even when things don't go the way that we want them to, or the way that we hope for them to go.